Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long goes 1975. A YouTuber's on the rise, reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long goes 1975.
Hey YouTube, Longboys Post 1975. Yes, haven't done one of these for a few weeks, possibly a month, and since I still plan on doing these semi-regular, I said semi, sorry, it never gets old. I thought I'd do one again. I don't really have anything to talk about for a Wednesday vlog this week. As I've said many times before, unless I have a topic that I'm passionate about, then I won't always do one. But I do like doing these videos, and I wanted to talk about Shinobi because SEGA Shinobi released in the arcade in 1987, starring Joe Musashi the ninja, whose entire school of students, which begs to question just how good a ninja teacher is he, gets stolen by a terrorist organisation, and then he has to go and get them all back. Side-scrolling affair, two-tier jump system. Think we all know what Shinobi is. Fight bosses, kill people, weapon upgrade. To some degree, use a power attack or a suicide attack, if you know what I mean. You know, you get out of jail free card. One of my favourite arcade machines of all time. Sega could do no wrong back in the day with these sort of games, these side scrollers. As I said, they did it in many of their games. This upper and lower deck system that you could go between. Both had bad guys on. Would allow you some freedom of movement in a not a full-on platforming way, if you will, to get out of the way of enemies. Really, really nice graphics. You know, particularly for 87. But I think Sega were ahead of the pack compared to most of the other sort of arcade producers. Back in the day, my first experience of it was in that arcade in Westwood Ho. I so fondly remember. Two versions. They had a regular arcade cabinet of it by Sega that I absolutely loved, and that's the first version I fell in love with. And then later on they had a hooky version made by a company called, was it Beta? And the colour palette was off, so it was obviously a pirate cabinet. Now, for the purpose of this video, as I've mentioned before when I brought this series back, I'm concentrating on the home console ports and the arcade version, because at this point in my gaming sort of, history, I was going to say career, it's not a career, I'd moved on. I mean, I played my first home ports of Shinobi on a console and not the ZX Spectrum, even though that's one of my most beloved machines. And also the real sort of excitement and anticipation and what we look forward to eagerly, particularly in CVG and MAME machines, was seeing these arcade machines ported home to the consoles, because the consoles were adamantly claimed that they could deliver the home arcade experience. So I'm going to play the arcade version, I'm going to play the PC Engine version, I'm going to play the Master System version, and I'm going to play the NES version. Let's get into this. Right, let's start with Shinobi, the original arcade version. Just pump in some money. Love and adore this game. The Sega sort of two-tier jumping games and side-scrolling sort of hack and slash games back in the day were amazing. Nice little bit of speech there. Nice little map. Ring binder holes on the left. Right, so let's jump. That's fire, which means the third button is magic. Up. And jump goes to the top, down and jump goes to the bottom. I love the fact that you can just piss shurikens out because you got Mackie pockets. Bloke sneakily hiding on the floor at the top there. Right, so it's all about coming up behind. Dart guns, I always love the fact that it was dart guns. Guess that was to make it sort of somewhat easier for us, because if they shot, real bullets and they went that slow, it looked stupid. So I guess, kind of dumb. Oh, I love this gun, look. My favourite. When I first saw this in the arcades, I was just like, fucking hell, I'm a ninja with a rocket gun. Music is excellent, parallax is lovely at the top, and the graphics upon your sprite, Joe Musashi, are just epic. Alright, slaughtering people. Deja vu. Nice. These blokes are can get tricky dependent upon where you encounter them, because they got the sword spinny attack thingy. Actually though, the rocket gun just powers through them. I don't think the rocket gun showed up, excuse me, it's after breakfast, in all versions. So, we'll wait to see when I play some more to do, direct comparisons. But, oh, they still keep coming. Right, obviously you can't kill him at this point. If I was him, I'd use my invulnerability to kill the ninja right now. I love that little tweak at the end. Right, duck. When he throws his sword, because otherwise he's got a shield and it does fuck all. Marilyn Monroe in the background. Nice. Little ninja kid that we rescued. This could get frisky. Rockets again. I don't remember getting rockets this quickly. Oh, fuck nuggets. Didn't they get in trouble with Spider-Man? Well, he's not Spider-Man, but you know what I mean. Could be Spider-Man. Right. I don't know why he didn't lie on the floor then. I guess he had enough of his nap. Change the music. Controls are so tight. This is everything that was shit hot about Sega back in the day. Get close and you can kick him? Oh fuck. I thought you could. This is going to get frisky because of the spider bloke. Yeah, all Sega games like this were just so super tight. It was a pleasure to find a new Sega game to experience. Oh fuck, that's my magic. That's your get out of jail free card. Synonymous with every variant of a Shinobi game. It's gonna get a bit frisky. Reload. Oh no way! There we go. That works. Bit underwhelming. Right, so I just show you the start of the next stage. I don't really plan on fighting him because this video gets too long. But you know, he's gonna show up. Oh no, no, it's that bit. Oh, look at that double whammy with my shuriken. Sexy. Sexy Mushashi. Right. Ironically, where I shot him then is where you have to shoot him to kill him. Go, go, go. Because ninjas apparently need directions. Who knew? Who ninjaed? Right, anyway. Get out of jail free card. But as you can see, point at the top or enemy... Oh, straight to the enemy that you have to window down. But we all know what this bit's like. Anyway, on to the next version, methinks. Okay, so this is Shinobi on the PC Engine. Released by Asmik in 1989. I remember seeing this in magazines like Meme Machines and before Meme Machines in the little section that spawned Meme Machines in the middle of CVG. And like many people, we thought this was a, you know, arcade perfect. It looked absolutely amazing. It's not. Immediately you can see, well, you wouldn't expect it to be on the PC Engine. After all, you know, it's an 8-bit machine. But immediately you can see the colour palette, which you would expect on a PC Engine, is considerably different. But from an actual sprite perspective, they look absolutely, you know, lovely, superb, bang on the arcade. Complete lack of parallax. I don't know any real detail in the background. But as I said, the sprites are brilliant. Right, let's get into this. Love this. Love the music. Love the fact that, unlike other home versions, this one absolutely, see, that's really faithful as well. Lets you fast shuriken like a mad bastard. Because some of the versions don't. Now, particularly on this level, though, the palette doesn't seem to matter that much. No parallax, though, as you would expect. Sound effects are really nice. The guns, if anything, they're a little faster than the arcade. But yeah, I can't get over how good the sprites look. Now, there are limitations on this, I can tell you that now. I mean, my brother had this back in the day, and I played it on his PC Engine before I got my American TurboGrafx, and got to use his games on a converter on my TurboGrafx, which I really wish I kept, because those converters go for pretty sweet money these days. But yeah, smooth, fast sprites, absolutely bang on. These guys seem to be a little bit more forgiving. There we go. Right. Now, I have no idea what magic is. Is it run? No. What is magic? No, that's pause. Right, well, I've got no idea what magic is. Wow. I know I've used it. Oh, there it is. It's the select button on the PC Engine pad. Which, since I'm playing this again, that was paused on a GameCube pad, means I have to change controllers, or usually the controller that's lying on the floor next to me. Never mind, we work within our limitations, eh, people? Right, go to the next stage. This is really, 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 really faithful. But anyway, sorry, I was getting off. I love this little trick. Land on them. Yeah, I do know that there are levels missing, or particularly, oh, sweet, he looks just like him, and the firewall's not bad either. Levels missing because of the size of the storage of the turbo chips, not the turbo chip shoe cards. I know it's because it was called the TurboGrafx in the States. I hate the phrase turbo chip or turbo chips. It sounds like fucking microwavable fries. Right, Marilyn there. I think she might even be bigger than the arcade, but again, it's, you know, it's pretty faithful. Jump. Yeah, got you, Spider-Man. Right. See, it may not, oh fuck, it may not have been arcade perfect when we actually got to see it moving, but in the magazines, the enthusiasm of the journalists at the time, because they weren't that much older than us, you know, of the 8 of us, you know, experiencing these consoles for the first time in these amazing home ports. So, to some degree, not really their fault. Their enthusiasm kind of blurred or blunted some of it, I guess. It's going to be awkward. Right. Oh, you lucky bastard. So yeah, you know, they got carried away to some degree, and we probably didn't get as many. I'm not, you know, taking it away from this. It's an accurate review or interpretation of what they were playing as we could have. But yeah, I am actually, you know, this is following it really, really well. I love the animation when they hold their face, because I just sunk a shuriken into it. Oh fuck! I always forget about that. Bollocks, bollocks, bollocks. Get in there and then run back. Oh Christ! You started me right at the start. Well, you saw what the bloke looks like. He's probably of all the home versions, but then I can't tell you what the Amiga and the Atari ST, because I never played them, my brother never got them. But, you know, probably the closest rendition, at least in the versions I played, of that guy to the arcades. Anyway, to the next version. Okay, so this is Shinobi on the SEGA Master System. Now, I believe this was actually released in 1987, maybe 88, despite what it says there. I know that probably makes it the earliest home port. It obviously beats the PC Engine version, which you've just seen, and this was the first home port I ever played of it. Colour palette, as you would expect, as is the scrolling's a lot more, you know, sort of limited than the PC Engine version, as is the Sega Master System, because, you know, the North American and the European Master Systems had shit sound. But I adored this. I got it because I lent a game to someone at my school. Let's get into this. I forget what I lent him, but he then subsequently moved away. And all I remember thinking was, that's really nice, that's really, really nice. Was I got the better end of the deal, and this was a better game. Right. But, you know, it is Shinobi. It certainly looks the part. The scrolling isn't super smooth, but it does the job. You know, it is a very... I do remember as a kid seeing it in the magazines, and then when I finally got to borrow it, and then, you know, subsequently keep it, thought it played just like Shinobi. But even as a kid, oh fucking hell, budget haircut right there. Do remember that it did annoy me, obviously, the shurikens, you can't pump them out like absolute spit in lead like on the PC Engine version. But there is a timing mechanism to them, if you get it right, which you will certainly need when you have to fight the statues. Because even though there's a lot less of them, it makes it so difficult. Right, we're going to do a little cheat. I'm sure you can do it. Don't kick them in this, do you? You stab them. There we go, watch. No? Oh, they stabbed. Oh, I got health. Oh, fuck. That's a new one. Okay, I got health. I don't know why. Was that to make it more forgiving for, you know, the home market? Because obviously it was younger kids playing it? I don't know. The guns are even faster in this than the other two previous versions. Fuck. The jumping mechanic is a little bit more annoying. This is going to work. Right, get up. Oh, fuck. There we go. Right. Music's on it. Oh shit. Really small loop. But, you know, there you go. See the knife. It is Shinobi. It really, really is. Now, the PC Engine version, I forgot to mention that, didn't have the bonus stage. I guess that was due to memory restrictions. As I said, the next level after, you know, you kill the boss is missing from that version as well, but it's on this version. So, you know, obviously, I guess the cartridges were bigger on the Master System than the storage on the PC Engine. I don't know if Shinobi on the PC Engine got released in the States. But because if it did, then could they have... Well, no, it would involve recoding it, wouldn't it? Because obviously the R-Type in the States had both parts. You know, part 1 and part 2, because obviously on the PC Engine, it was a... I can never do that stage. I did it a couple of times when I was a kid. That looked really, really nice. But yeah, part 1 and part 2, it was like R-Type 1, R-Type 2. It wasn't the sequel from the arcade. Yeah, I know that. Thanks, computer. But in the States, it was a bigger size turbo chip. Anyway, got Marilyn. See, you know, it's Shinobi, right? And he's even got the dick place where they hide. Right, can I? No. Right, jump down. Frisky. It does get proper frisky later on, I do remember that, right? Fuck. Just wow, bloody hell. But yeah, I mean, as a kid, I absolutely adored it. Now, seeing the limitations, because I obviously didn't get to play the PC Engine version until a few years later, at which point my brother, you know, was on his PC Engine, and I was on my Mega Drive. But yeah, when I first had this, I was well impressed. Impressed? I don't know why I said like Sean Connery. Fuck. Alright, sounds like the music from Handicap. Let's go. But yeah, you see, it is Shinobi, and based on the limitations, and certainly what the 8-bit UK machines got, it is impressive. It is to me, right? Obviously the Master System was capable of a lot more than this, but then it's an early game, isn't it? Go then. Sweet, got a kick as well. Interesting. Right, that works. As does that. Right, keep going, jump. Ooh, don't get... It's weird, because even though it's got more levels than the PC Engine version, you don't get the rockets. Do you get grenades, or do you? No, I can't remember. It's been a while. Sweet. It is frisky, and as I said, they do fire certainly a lot quicker. Right, so, where is he? Gonna show up now, is he? No? Oh, hang on. Bye. Oh, there you go. He doesn't show up there. Right, let's have a quick look at him. I'm not going to fight him. I think he might even be harder on this than he is in the arcade and the PC Engine version. But his name is Ken. Oh. Yeah, because you got far smaller playing field. And once again, I can't remember how to do the magic. Anyway, on to the next version. But yeah, quite impressed with this one. So this is Shinobi on the NES, released in 1989 by Tengen. Now, as a kid on holiday or vacation in Boston, my dad's uncle who emigrated to the States in the 60s, I do remember seeing this, and I've mentioned this in videos before, and I've done gameplays of these before independently, seeing this Afterburner and Space Harrier for rent, and just my world collapsing. It's like someone crossed the streams and like, whatever is this doing on a Nintendo system, you know, like a flagship SEGA title. And then obviously as I grew up, I mean, that's obviously as you would expect, dull colours compared to the other versions, even duller than the Master System. And I've always said that the Master System has better colours than, you know, the NES. I don't mean to start fanboy arguments, but at least to me it does. But yeah, Tengen, you know, ported loads of games that, you know, you just otherwise wouldn't have got, say, on a Nintendo console. Like the ones I prior mentioned, and I do wonder what Sega thought of it, you know, back in the day, you know, because there's a selling point, even though the Master System kind of tanked in North America, you would have thought that they would be pissed. Let's get into it. Right. See, you know, faithful-ish. Now, your Shuriken are even worse than the Master System. Literally fire one and wait, which is a bit annoying. Jump. There's no scroll mechanic, which I kind of like, because you don't get that tearing on the screen, which is quite good. That was weird, how I jumped down then. The music, as you would expect, is far better than the Master System. That's one thing I always disliked about the Master System, at least the UK one, was how weak the sound was. It's not to say they weren't games that, you know, had alright music, just compared to this. I actually do prefer... It's not graphically as pleasing as the Master System version, and I've got health like it, so I wonder if it's a port of that. Enemies die really poorly. It's like they're stuck, frozen in time. But yeah, you sort of got health, top left. How do I? That's pause. Do I hold down that and that? I've got magic, surely that's what... oh no, that's my lives. Maybe I haven't got magic, I don't know. That was fucking lucky. And he just walked through it. Oh! Bounce around a car, fuck! Pinball Wizard. I mean, it's quite similar graphics to the Master System version. It may not have that jump up and down scrolling effect, and the colours may be a little bit more blander, but it looks like it, there's no denying. Oh, fuck. So what does it... Oh, double fuck. Get up there, you prick. Your sprite's better on the Master System, sorry. This isn't supposed to be them versus us argument. Right, I don't even need to take you out, do I? Right, let's go. Oh no! Oh fuck! I got him. Not really sure how. Don't know what that booping noise is in the background. There's a little bit of an awkward kind of timing it right. Fuck to jump up. Right, look, I can jump down at an angle. See? I moved. Weird. Actually, the jumping is far more responsive. Right, I gotta shoot you. Yeah, I was just gonna say. Looks like these guys are actually shooting bullets, and they're wicked fast. Right, can I... Down? Yes, yeah, it is. It's super speedy. That is kind of cool. I do like that. Right, anyone else? He shot me in mid-air. Normally you're kind of intangible on other versions when that happens. Weird. Oh, and you got this stage. Now, I think it's safe to say that the Master System version dumps all over this from a very high height. Bollocks! Yeah, they're a bit weak. Yeah, I know I failed. Thanks for that, sugar tits. Right, next stage. Marilyn once again. Interesting. I mean, it's like I said, it is Shinobi. It'd be interesting when I rang these games up. I can't cheat. Shoot, hit him. Shoot. He doesn't want to shoot. Works for me. Fucking hell. Look at him. Like it's a port on acid. Well, that worked. Not really sure how. Again, talking and playing. That's one thing that all these versions have in common. Talking and playing is a little awkward. I wonder if the boss bloke's going to show up. Oh no, I always say it at the same point. So that's funny about every version. I always make that call there. No, he doesn't. Right, this will be interesting. As far as I know, all the stages... Oh! That was... Right, the hit detection's shit, but it benefits me. Although, that said, I don't know how many times I have to hit him. And he disappears. Anyway, right, time to round up on the console ports of Shinobi and the arcade game. It's quite a difficult one to round up. You may have seen some from, or heard from some of my commentary during that. Some of the versions I preferred over other versions, but then all of a sudden you get to a mechanic in it that was clearly better than the previous version you played. Now, obviously the arcade machine is an absolute masterpiece. You would not expect... even stuff like the PC Engine, ignoring, but bearing in mind what I said during my PC Engine gameplay about how magazines kind of were so enthusiastic and the still screenshots made us think it was arcade perfect, but you wouldn't expect it to deliver an arcade perfect experience. I think it's the closest of the bunch by far, easily, even though it's missing levels. It doesn't have, parallax, but then the other versions didn't, but the sprites are an amazing representation of the arcade machine. So it's probably the best home port on a console, but the Master System will always be my favourite. It's bright, it's colourful, it certainly feels plays, looks like Shinobi. You've got your upper and lower system to jump in between, it even scrolls up and down. But there's no denying, and it's got, you can, with a bit of time you get used to throwing the shuriken, but there's no denying its sound is pants. But I'm going to say this, it's probably my favourite version simply because it was the version I first got to experience at home. Having loved the arcade machine, it was generally an exciting period in my time. Doesn't make it the best version, just makes it my favourite version. But good sprites, good representation of the arcade, guns are a little bit faster than the arcade and the PC Engine version. But then finally onto the NES version, as I said, as a kid I was blown away in a weird cross-the-stream sense that this was even on the NES. Alright, Tengen produced it, but it's a Sega game on a NES. It's probably, I'm sorry, despite what I said in that video or the commentary, it's the weakest version. I like the fact, I like the Master System with the two-tier jumping system, but there's no denying it kind of crawls, and the NES gets around that. I don't know if it couldn't have done it by just going boom to a level that's just here. It's quicker, the bullets are quickest in this one, the colours are bland, but the music is good. But you know, there are moments where it is superior to the Sega Master System, but I think overall, because of its visuals, and yeah, I'm not a graphics whore, but because of its visuals, it's probably my least favourite and the least strong version. But one thing I will say about all these versions, which I'm quite surprised with, there isn't a shit version or home console version of Shinobi. Every one of them plays and bears a strong resemblance graphically, even though in some cases limited, to the arcade machine. So yeah, favourite version, Sega Master System version. Obviously the strongest version is the PC Engine version. But once again, as I said many times before, why wasn't this on the Mega Drive? Why did Sega let it come out on one of their, you know, main competitor consoles? Or maybe they didn't care because the PC Engine destroyed the Mega Drive in Japan. I don't know. Surely the Mega Drive could have done better? Could it? Do we not think? I guess we'll never know. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.